Welcome to another episode of Drawing with Mr. Kevin. I'm so glad that you're joining me today, and I hope that we can have lots of fun learning and drawing and having a great time. Well, last time we drew this picture of a car, and I know that lots of boys and girls had a lot of fun drawing this car. So we're gonna change it up today, and we're gonna draw a mountain scene. I love the mountains. Do you guys like the mountains? The mountains are so beautiful. Fresh air in the winter. There's snow everywhere. Do you like the mountains? I know I do. So I thought we would take this piece of just white printer paper and this simple pen, and we would transform this into a peaceful, wintry mountain scene. Maybe we'll put a little stream back here and a nice rustic cabin. So we'll see what happens. I'm glad you're joining me today. I know that you like to draw and you watch these videos to learn, and I'm so glad. All right, like I always do, I want to start with a dot right here up at the top. This is sort of the most important dot in the whole piece of art. That's the place where we learn and we start from. So I'm going to take this dot and I'm going to just draw some guidelines. You see how I'm doing that? There's no mistakes in art, so I'm just going to kind of do that. And it looks like an upside down V. Do you see how I'm doing that? Oh, I like V, I like A, I like all the letters. But what this is going to turn into, boys and girls, is the first mountain in our scenery. And you know, if there's a line that we don't like, it's okay, because there's no mistakes in art. That's what Mr. Kevin always says. There's no mistakes in art. So now the sun is going to be coming from this direction. I always put the sun up here in the right-hand corner coming down. I've been doing it for 21 years. I don't know why, but that's how I do it. So that's where the sun's going to be coming. That means that the shadow is going to be coming this direction. Shadow is one of the magical art words that we all know. So we're going to talk about the shadow here in a little bit. So we've got our first mountain, and you know, there's something called distance and perspective. These are other magical art words, and we're in the distance here, we're going to make a few more mountains back here. Oh, I like that mountain there. And see, it's kind of random how the mountains pop up. It's not going to be a perfect straight line. And then, oh, I think even behind that one, why don't we put another mountain in the background? All right, isn't that great? Oh, and then it kind of goes flat. That's nice. Now, do you notice how the one here is bigger and taller than the ones here and here? That's perspective, and it makes it look like things are further and further away or closer and closer. Well, that's great. All right, so we've got our first few mountains here. Now, as we come closer, I think what we'll do is we'll put a big tree. We'll put a big tree right here, like we're standing in a forest and we're looking at the mountains. Trees are magical things, so let's think about our tree. We're in a forest, so let's put a big pine tree. It'll kind of look like a Christmas tree. Now, trees are sort of my favorite thing to draw. I've been drawing them for the longest time, probably. So we'll put, now they're fun. They're fun to draw because we come down here. Oh, do you guys like that tree? And it's kind of like a Christmas tree. See that? Oh, and then it goes in, and then there's another one that comes out, and each one sort of gets bigger and bigger. Oh man, and then there's the bottom one, and then we'll bring it all the way to the side of the page, just like that. Now, coming from the bottom of the tree, look at that. There we go. There we go. Now that is most of our tree. And we'll remember that the sun's coming this way, so we'll have some shadow over here on this side, and we'll deal with that here in just a little bit. All right, so we have our mountains and we have our tree. Now I mentioned this little cottage. So we're gonna draw a cottage, and this is a nice cottage that's just built in the hills, and it's been there for, you know, probably 30 years. Oh, Ma and Pa, they like to come up here in the springtime when the snow melts, and there's a stream. Remember I mentioned that stream, and inside there's a log fireplace, and there, oh, look at that. They got their smoke going. And notice how it's going up the hill, okay? So that's part of the art world too. And over here, starting way up here in those mountains is this little stream, but as it comes closer to that tree, you know what it does? As the closer it gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it's a huge river, and it kind of looks like a road there, but those are the waves. And, you know, I'm running out of time, but we want to make sure that we put some clouds because it's a cloudy winter day, and there's the sun. Thanks for joining me, everybody. There's our picture.